I recorded the initial unboxing of this back in 2021, transferred all the files over, completely forgot about them, so I finished the video. I don't think the price of this has changed, so it doesn't really make a difference. Enjoy. If you want a Tamiya, but you're not really a fan of building a Tamiya, then this might just be for you. What's up guys, welcome to the channel. This is a Tamiya XSA, which stands for Expert Semi-Assembled Series. And basically what that means is Tamiya have done most of the hard work for you. So this is pre-assembled, body's painted. It actually, I think it comes with an electronic speed controller, it comes with a motor. All you've got to do is find yourself a servo, get some radio gear and a battery, and you should be ready to go. Tamiya also do expert built, ready to run, whereas this is sort of like in the middle. If you're not a fan of building stuff, these don't actually cost that much more than a kit. I think this comes in at about £135 in the UK, and a kit comes in at around 100, so not a massive amount really. Anyway, let's get it on the bench, let's get it out of the box, see what you get. Let's get a servo in it and a battery, and then we'll go and give it a run. So what does this say on the front? No more learning to use unfamiliar equipment or wasting surplus electronics. This semi-assembled model requires the addition of your own RC equipment and a battery pack to run. This is the Racing Fighter. I believe they do Midnight Pumpkin, monster truck. I think they do Hornet as well, which some of you might be familiar with. This is the DTO3 chassis, which is a two-wheel drive buggy. So in the box you get the buggy, which we will look at in a minute. You get a set of instructions. Now, although this is pre-built, this will give you all the details you need to know. If you break something, you need to replace it, you want to upgrade it, you want to strip it down for maintenance, everything is in here. So even though it comes pre-built, if you want to start taking bits apart and learning how it goes together, you've got the instructions. A little bit more info here on the expert built, and it just kind of shows you general stuff, how to fit the ESC in the servo. Painting, you don't need to worry about that. Some more bits and pieces, just some warnings, don't run people over. Wow, that's my foot. You need to strip your oil dampers, because this does come with CVA oil dampers. That's why I like the DTO3 chassis. It gives you some info on taking them apart. Stuff for your servos or servo, some grease, wheel hex, some body pins and an Allen key and a little spare pin for your, it goes on where your wheel hex goes on your hubs. Some more stuff there, little spanner, that will be to adjust your turnbuckle, some cable ties, some sticky pads for your ESC, some screws and more fixings in there. Not sure what this is, it might be for your receiver box, or actually that's a bracket for your servo. And then this does come with an ESC as well. Also got your standard silver cam motor, so all you need is a servo and some radio gear, which we're going to fit in a little bit. And this is the buggy. And I'll be honest with you, it looks very well put together. There are some benefits from buying it ready to go like this, because the people that put these together do a very good job of the paint and all the decals as well. It looks very nice. If any of you have bought any of the cheaper sort of stuff you can get from China, not even the cheapest stuff you get from China, I paid about £800, so $1,000 for a Losi Super Baja Ray. The decals were absolute so these ones, really good job. I've already mentioned, comes with oil dampers, they feel nice. Very nice. Body posts trimmed well. Bare chassis underneath there. This is your standard two-wheel drive buggy chassis from Tamiya. Nice simple design. Doesn't come with bearings. This comes with bushings, standard Tamiya fit with bushings really. I've just undone the steering, so we need to get the servo in there. So no bearings, nice set of tyres, just a nice look. It's a nice basic buggy, but I think these perform really well. I can't remember if I've had a DTO3, but feels nice, looks nice. Let's get some electronics to put in it, and then I think we shall go and give it a bit of a blast round. So take your time. If you're not too confident, just take your time going through the instructions. This is a good introduction into building stuff if you're not really done it before. Obviously, if you just buy one of these because you can't be bothered to build it, then you should know what you're doing. But it is relatively basic. So that's everything on. I think we are ready to go again with the electronics. If you've not done anything like this before, just take your time. So servo in, receiver, ESC. Channel 1 for your servo, channel 2 for your ESC. Easy way to remember it is 1 to turn, 2 to burn. Right, let's get a battery in this. Just make sure that the motor's going the right way, and then we're going to take it out, give it a bit of a speed run, and then just take it for a gentle bash. I forgot to mention, I removed the Tamiya plug for the battery. I'm not a fan of these. I've put an XT60 on. It doesn't matter if you can't solder or anything like that. Just either get someone else to do it. Or just get yourself a battery with a Tamiya connector. I'm also running this on a LiPo. I don't really run any of my stuff on nickel metal hydride anymore. So we've got steering, and it's going the right way. And then throttle. So we're going backwards on the throttle. Right, so let's reverse the throttle on the transmitter. There we go. So forward, brake, and then reverse. If the throttle's the wrong way around, it's sometimes not just a case of swapping the motor cable. So in this one, if you'd swap the motor cables, it wouldn't have made a difference. You have to swap this over because you've got forward, brake, reverse. Just try them, because I always get confused. Sometimes you have to swap the motor cables. Sometimes you have to reverse the transmitter. Anyway, let's go play with our new toy. So we're certainly not going to break any speed records today. So much so that I'm confident I can get a top speed just across this small bit of waste ground. So I've speed run this with the Bandit. I can't remember what it got. I'm sure it was about 18 mile an hour. Anyway, let's find out. There you go, that's full throttle. I told you, confident I could get it on this bit of ground here. Erase the train. 17 mile an hour. 17 mile an hour on a 2S LiPo. You could probably expect a mile an hour or less on a nickel metal hydride, so probably about 15. In today's money, that is not fast at all, but it gets going all right. It's enough to kick a bit of dust up and have some fun. Remember, this is completely stock Tamiya ESC, stock motor, so it's not going to be crazy. You can stick a sport tuned in or a torque tune, get a bit more punch out of it, or a brushless. You could certainly get away with a mild brushless setup for this. And then that speed all of a sudden doesn't really become much of an issue once you get onto this sort of terrain. That brush motor is able to keep it powering along even off-road. And I expect it to go in this long grass all right as well. There you go. If you don't enjoy building kits, this may be the one for you. But even if you want to build one, this DT03 is actually a good build. Not too hard. And I've seen some of these doing 50 mile an hour plus on the Tamiya forum, so certainly potential for a bit more speed. So that stopped working after that jump there, and I initially thought it was the ESC. I thought that I'd broken the Tamiya one because it was just beeping at me and I had no control over it at all. So I changed the ESC to just like an old Armour one I've got lying around, and it still didn't work. So I swapped the receiver over and now it's working. So similar receiver, not exactly the same. Anyway, I was interested to see if it was actually faster with a different ESC. So I left this Tamiya one out, I've got this one in, I've got a 2S LiPo charged, and this may or may not come as a surprise to some of you. I'm going to go and show you how fast it is now. So 17 mile an hour with the stock Tamiya setup. It may not look that much faster to you, but I'll show you the speed in a minute with this Armour ESC. I took it out earlier. It's actually not looking as fast as it was earlier. We shall see. Right, see how fast it went. There we go, 21 mile an hour. So all I did was change the ESC and we got 4 mile an hour more. That's awesome. If you look at that as a percentage, well, that's not bad actually. A 4 mile an hour increase on something only done 17 mile an hour, that is pretty good. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. Cheers for watching. Whoa! And on that bombshell. Ooh, what's that? I'll see you next time.